Hello, everyone. Your host, Ian, here. Thanks for tuning in to another week of the Sleight of Hand podcast. Once again, we'd love a rate and review on iTunes. Spending those couple minutes to do that helps us out tremendously. And if you have any comments or questions, please send us an email at thesleightoфhandpodcast@gmail.com. All right, let's keep it short and sweet today. Enjoy episode 7, Hanging Out.
Wow. What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to episode 7. Hope everyone had a good week. A little recap of last week's session. We left off in the corner section of Gresk on a farm. You guys were hastily chasing through the city and fields to try and catch up with the remaining hooded figures that ended up successfully escaping through a hidden hole in the wall. You briefly investigate the secret entrance, but deem it too dangerous to enter without them possibly ambushing you. Cree finds a children's toy, a stuffed bunny with a bit of blood on it in the hole. He reaches for it. As he does, 6 arrows whiz by, hitting 2 of you. You turn around to see 2 men who look like a father and son. So that's the recap for all the players that were asking about the recap before I hit record. And
I took notes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Zodiac took notes, though. So I wasn't talking about Zodiac. I was talking about Holly. So Estella makes a case for the party, and the man replies, "Don't count me as a fool, lady. These hooded men have come and kidnapped our children without any remorse. I knew something was fishy on my property, supplies going missing, and gates being left unlocked." And as he finished saying this, you see 4 more archers approach into the opening with arrows drawn.
Hearing his words, she stands her ground and goes, "Well, I respect your decision of being on guard, attacking the first people. And by the way, you said hooded men. Do I look like a man to you? You just gonna question anyone that comes on your property? Or if a little girl was to wander on and you just sniped her head, she wasn't as quick and you just killed her. How would you feel if you did that?"
I could tell a child from a grown adult.
Can you now? Because, by the way you attacked us, I don't think you have a good sense of judgment of who's an ally and who's an enemy.
Now, Stella. You didn't get hit with an arrow, and I'm fine over here. Cree tries to calm down the situation while tenderly grabbing at his wound.
So as this argument kind of keeps on going on, a woman comes running out of the barn house, child in hand. "These men and women are not enemies of ours. Don't you see the pendants they have on?" At this moment, the father and son let down their bows, and he motions the other 4 to put theirs down as well. The father responds, almost embarrassed, "Oh, what have I done? Please forgive us. One of our sons were taken as well. The table of Gresk have only shown concern with their missing kids, but I'm afraid to say that there's many more children gone. From the commoner families of Gresk. We've been on edge as of lately. Can you please come inside so that we can talk with you guys? Maybe heal one of you, the ones that have been hurt. My mother can fill you in on the true history of this place." What do you guys do?
They had me
very
at
generous.
So I say, I turn to Stella and say, "I told you so."
You just glare as like, don't.
It is very kind of you to invite us in for a drink. I prefer mead.
So do you guys go into the home?
Is time of the essence for these vagabonds we're pursuing? Cree is not able to run very fast, so he has no interest in chasing, but if the rest of the party seems so inclined, he stares at Stella.
One of the archers from the field off to the side, now that their arrows are withdrawn and they put their bows back on their back, and one walks and he says, "It's better to hit the drawing board on going into the woods without any real knowledge of the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone. They got away. We missed our opportunity."
Yeah. You mentioned healing and potions, or healing and potions, and by potions I definitely mean ale. My favorite kind of potion.
The potion of intoxication.
Yes. If you guys would like to come in and sit down, we can give you food and drink, and anyone that has been hurt on our regard, we will heal you.
Kree starts walking over to the nearest building.
Okay.
Johnny's going in like he owns the place.
Yeah, so the other 4 archers kind of go back into the fields like they were working, but they've been working armed. The father and son, the son goes in with the door open, and the husband kind of waits for you guys to enter politely. You go into this barn home, and even though they're farmers, it's a pretty nice layout. Not as nice as the house that you guys have been put up in, but well taken care of. You could tell that at least 1 or 2 of them are probably carpenters, really nicely made things. And you see kind of like a kitchen section to the left, and to the right, more of like a sitting/dining area. And he says, come, please sit down. And the wife starts like pulling the chairs out for you guys. She puts some tea in a pot to boil, and she had some stew, and she starts putting it in bowls and putting it on the table for you guys. So, what one of you guys did my husband shoot?
Adam raises his hand, points to the arrow sticking out of his shoulder.
Okay. She quickly goes and attends to your wound. How much damage did you get hit for?
7.
7? So she kind of like takes out this little handsaw, sawing the arrow, and then she pulls it through all the way. She puts this kind of like ointment on it to keep it from getting disinfected, and then she says, this might hurt a little bit, and she cauterizes the wound with a brand, like. So you get healed for 7 damage.
Nice. That was good.
Yes.
I bet you really wish you had
And
scales.
anyone else?
Kree sees the cauterizing and gets a little nervous.
Maybe I'll
My
invest in
friend
the
here-
scale now.
Sir Kree of the whatever has been shot.
It is nothing.
he
It is nothing.
I don't know, you're starting
Just
to
a
look like...
minor flesh
Really
wound.
wishes to be treated by your.
It doesn't matter. She wants you to get healed. You're going to get healed.
So she sees some
She
blood
didn't make
coming
the deal
off
with
of
you.
your shoulder, and she's like, "It must be you." No. She starts like unbuttoning, like untying your shirt to like get to your shoulder.
We've only just met, lady.
And then she's like, "Bite down on this." She hands you
Is
like
the shaft of my arrow.
starts cleaning it out and does the same. And the husband's like, "You should probably get them drinks."
Estelle is now glaring back at Kree.
Told you so.
Don't start wars you cannot finish. Kree reminds himself.
Kree will remember that.
Well, I'm sorry for the mix-up. What is your guys' business here? You are definitely not commoners here. What brings you to the Feywild, first of all, and the old Fort Gresk?
Well, you see, we got hired to do a job, and then we stopped doing that job, and now we're doing this job, which is to come here and to help. Perhaps I can invite you to assist with us by coming to my performance later. Will be very integral to our mission.
Roll a persuasion check. Like, what?
I'm too distracted
Wait,
by
that's
the
not
arrow
funny.
coming through my shoulder.
Did you roll a d12 just now? Oh, I'm gonna beat that. What did you roll?
7.
Yes, we can come see you perform.
Totally.
The wife rolled a 2, if you're curious.
Oh.
What can I say?
Get those out of the way in the roleplay moments, so save those for combat.
And then Adam will interject. Though you mentioned the true history of this place, what did you mean by that?
Well, I think it's best that you hear my mother speak on behalf of the history of Gresk. And the husband's like, let them finish their food first. So you guys keep eating and resting. And he goes back and opens this door. And it's well lit in the back, but it's kind of like a stairways going down. She's down here. The light bothers her. It's very low lighting. If you would like to come down, she would love to talk to you.
Insight.
Yeah.
Going into basically the basement of our house.
Let's say, can I get an insight on
Everyone.
that? Roll an insight on that a little bit.
I'm a little distracted by the arrow.
Yeah, you're fine.
Insight.
I'm not going to insight.
15. It just seems suspicious.
16.
You guys trust her.
So it seems like she's...
They're being sincere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I just glance at Zediac. I'm guessing he glances back, and we're both like, oh well.
I'm a little hesitant to just go down some dark stairs again after.
They close behind you.
It's like, torch lighting, but it's not like natural
It doesn't
sunlight.
make it any
like
better.
no
That's what
others.
happened last time.
I know.
Well, that's how you're with friends. We'll go down together.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah.
So, do you all go, or just some of you go?
I'll go.
I'll go.
This is after or before eating?
After.
Okay. Yes, we go downstairs.
Okay. Estella?
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
If they've poisoned us, they've already poisoned us.
So, you all go down the stairs, and the flooring's dirt, and the walls are just like wood paneling, just kind of holding it up with beams. Almost looks like a mine, almost. With like some lanterns hanging. On the back wall, you see probably like animals that they hunted for, like hares and, hanging from the wall like they had been skinning them for their furs and collecting the meat and keeping them in the cold area. You see this old lady just kind of sitting in a rocker next to this round table. And on the round table, there is a symbol. So everyone want to roll a religion check?
Nope.
10.
Not much better with a 9.
Okay.
7.
12 for
6.
Okay. So anyone that rolled over a 10 recognizes the symbol. It's a rose blooming over grain. It's the symbol of the goddess Shantia of agriculture. So she is kind of like staring off to the side and not really looking towards you guys. And she says, "Thank you for seeing me. May you have a seat." She has the chairs just slide off of the tables like they're getting pulled out for you to sit down.
Johnny sits down. Nothing unusual here.
Adam will sit down as well. It's rude. It's not in his etiquette to remain standing.
I'll sit down.
Okay.
I see after Zodiac.
Grease sits, but reclines the chair and puts his feet up on the table.
What? Okay.
I'll sit, but my left hand's on my... just resting on my short sword.
Yeah. So she says, "I hear you're here to find the children and possibly my grandson."
Among others, yes.
What has Gresk offered you?
Was it
It's 200 up front and 1,000
250
on
up front.
We're
completion.
telling her?
Huh?
And we're telling her?
She's asking.
Okay. Just
Yeah, you don't have to, but I think Adam is.
okay.
wealth and room and board.
And you trust this man.
I'm not sure yet. He's at odds with a friendly competitor of mine, so I'm not sure what to think of him.
Has he told you anything about the history of this place? And why we're here? Other than the slavery story.
Just that Sunderland abandoned him?
Yes,
Other than that.
something of that. Lord Gresk and his brother had a little bit of a argument. He did not agree with the slavery, and about 1,000 years ago, there was an uproar in Baxington, and we all ended up here fleeing because the uprisers, unfortunately, were outnumbered. We got to the fort, out of reach of Baxington, but unfortunately, we had no idea where we were setting up shop. These woods were heavily guarded by elves, and they did not like us here. We were rescued by a elf that did not stand with them, named Holly, who is still around, although they do not know that. I do. She made it so that we could enter the Feywild and hide here. If you were to go to this fort on the material plane, it would be in ruins, because we also lost that war. And you can kind of see she's just like staring at the ground. Everyone roll a perception check.
22.
2. 3.
25.
13.
22 will do it. Whoever did that bad boy. She's blind.
25.
She's blind. We had a treaty in the Feywild, and it went bad. Our agreement was that we wouldn't deal with elves here either, and that's why there are no elves in the fort. And at this time, she says, "Young girl, do they know?"
What?
Do they know what you are?
A worshipper of the Raven Queen, yes.
I already knew that. Who you are inside. Have you taken your hood off at all since you've been here?
Yes, I have. Why would I... Why does that matter right now?
Well, for the safety of you, of course.
Alright. Pulls down her hood.
Glancing at ears.
They seem normal. Human ears.
That might trick them, but not me. So, you guys see that she looks human, but this girl, out loud, is saying that she is not.
Touches ear.
Before you do that, she whacks
So
you.
I'm going to interject and say, are we here to... Why did you bring us down here to ask about our traveling companions? What's the point of this?
Yes, you attacked me.
Like,
and then offered to heal.
I'm kind of standing up. Like, what's the purpose of this meeting? Because I'm not happy with where this line of questioning is going.
Yeah. Well, there is much evil in the Feywild, and Gresk has broken a treaty. His daughter ran off with an elf, and because of this forbidden love, there is a cult, a druid cult, that does not approve of this. When you accidentally see the chat. And now they are taking children as punishment. And we had nothing to do with this. although Gresk has a different motive to rescue the royal and noble family's children, there is much more than the 8 children he has told you about.
Now. Are you telling us we're getting involved in a romance story? Cree's a little distracted.
I don't care about a royal romance family novel. I want to get to the bottom of children going missing.
So you question who I am to get to the bottom of these children? What do I have to do with any of these children?
Because you're working for the enemy of your race.
I'm working with these, who has happened to be working for you. So
No.
are you saying you're the enemy?
I am not with them because he does not know that I live here.
Mama always said humans were their own worst enemies.
Your mom might be right.
She usually is.
Turns out he doesn't actually have any parents.
The world may never know.
He just kind of hatched one day in the
Orphan
field.
Dragonborn.
Well, now that you know, I think that you should have known this truth before you agreed to any contracts with the Gresk family. But there is something else that you should know. The Festival of Flondor, the Seer of Trees, is about a treant who broke the war. And we celebrate this pact because we would have perished. If you venture into the Feywild, uncharted, and you run into the treants, if you mention Flondor, that you are on his side, it could protect you all. But you should be aware that the Talon's Peak clan, the cult, are watching. They have eyes and ears everywhere.
Does our goal lie further beyond the wall then?
Yes, to find the children, find the camp. That is your mission.
Also, what was her name again? What was the woman's name
She
again?
didn't say her name.
Also, ma'am, would you happen to know anything about Brother Stork? Gresk, although he may not be trustworthy, mentioned Stork might be involved with this.
I know of a brother Snork, not a brother Stork.
East. What's up? You said East.
Brother Snork.
Your notes aren't wrong, Isaac.
Okay. Gotcha. A Snork.
Yes.
Tell us about him then.
You met a brother Stork.
Mm-hmm.
Where was this?
In the Godless Church.
I have a feeling that that place has been infiltrated then.
I felt uneasy while inside of it.
I think that no one is to be trusted at this time. And I understand if you don't trust us. But this is what we know, and that you should know these things. I don't know if anyone has felt any darkness while they've been here, or evilness, not just in the cathedral, but you look a little shaken. And she's kind of like points to Zediac.
Shaken?
Not stirred.
Not stirred. Over ice.
I'm fine. I'm just curious at the point of this meeting. I appreciate the information, but still uneasy about you questioning our compatriot.
Rightly so. She says that my son has a gift for all of you. Whether or not you want to partake, that is fine. And he comes back down the stairs and he has 5 cups, and half of it seems to be some type of ale, and then he drips blood from the hairs into the drink. This is a family secret. We do this once a year on the last day of the Festival of Flandor. Whether or not you want to partake is fine. And then she drinks it, and then he drinks it too. It's almost like a communion type deal.
I don't drink.
Adam wants to do like a history, arcana, something to just tell whether if this would have like.
You want to see if it's like magical?
Yeah.
Roll Arcana.
Okay. Arcana 19.
It is a magical process.
Would he know like at least like what type of school it's from? No, just that there's some.
Yeah.
Insight check on the 2 that drank, and if they seem trustworthy, Kree will drink with them.
Okay.
So, would that be 14?
They look renewed.
Kree hesitantly, but cracks his smile and chugs.
Okay.
Chugs?
Chugs. Hesitantly chugs.
Hesitantly chugs. Adam will just sip on it. And probably by the time they leave, have finished it.
Okay. Does anyone else partake or no?
No.
No.
Johnny?
Nope.
Okay. She thanks you all for coming, and the son escorts you back out to basically the field, the entrance of the farm, and apologizes again. I'm so sorry that we had shot you guys. We just heard a ruckus. We saw the hooded figures. Obviously, we didn't have time to see that the hoods that you were wearing did not match them. I apologize. If you do see him, my son, Tommy, please bring him home. So, and he kind of just gives you a brief description, like brown hair and blah, blah, blah. So, and he says this isn't much, but please take this for your troubles. And he hands you guys 30 gold pieces.
Each or
For the whole party.
I was like, that's a pretty hefty sum. So, like, 6 each?
6 each.
Yeah. I mean, for them, that's a lot.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So, and he shuts the door. And the 2 that drank...
Before he shuts the door,
Yeah.
I'm going to give him back my 6.
Okay.
I'm not interested in taking his money.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
All right, then. Best of luck. So,
Accepting the money, though, Kree will turn to the father and say, "We will do our best to find your son."
thank you, sir. And in this moment, the 2 that drink the offerings gain 5 permanent hit points to their character sheets.
Let me...
kicks down the door.
So say, I hope I can fly after this, but I will gladly take hit points.
It was you either drop dead or something good's gonna happen.
What's a little hair blood in your beer?
Alright.
So at this
exciting.
point,
That's a lot.
Are you saying we got a little hop in our step?
yes. So at this time, you guys kind of have a handful of decisions you could be making. With this new information, I think that's going to be beneficial to carrying on.
Yeah.
Zediac's going to say, well, that was weird. Did not get good vibes from that group of people. But, turn to Stella. What do you think their issue with you was?
Are you, half and half? Or insert,
I love that, Murphy.
insert vernacular for half elf.
You're trying not to be offensive, but you're being offensive.
Exactly.
You better watch your tongue. Anyway, she said missing children. There's one child I'm actually curious about.
Tommy?
I met at the market.
Mm.
We should probably head back to town. See if things have calmed down. Hopefully our names or our faces aren't wanted. If they are, we could clear up the situation. Hopefully we could talk to the right people to clear it up. As for why she was so curious of me, I could not tell you. I never met her in my entire life. And she puts back up her hood.
I grab the bunny head from the pit just to kind of keep around for clues.
Put it in your bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we go back
Wow,
into
someone
town.
getting a text message.
So we go back.
Yeah.
Read it out loud for the class.
It's either into town or probably towards the church.
Let's go back into town first. We'll go talk to the church in a second. I think.
So you guys gather your things and you head back down south into town, and you go west, and you're back into downtown. Similar road that you all had visited. Cree had been sitting and drinking merrily, and that Adam and Estella had went shopping.
Are my buddies around?
You see them kind of goofing off in the alley as you guys walk by.
Yay.
Yeah. Where do you guys want to go?
Did you want to go to the...
I want to see what's the town like after that attack. Has things calmed down or?
Yeah, people aren't celebrating as much. They're trying to kind of stay to themselves, to their businesses, to their homes. They have a false person in jail because of
Is that a certain
your
someone?
lovely spell.
I'm assuming that we're given a little more distance now.
Yeah, a little bit. Although they didn't directly see... They saw you guys kind of chasing after them, but as far as like direct attacks to the people,
No.
nothing. So,
We're just new in town.
Yeah.
just the new guys in town.
We still got to sort them anyway.
Does everyone want to roll perception?
Yeah. Natural 20. It was worth it because I got bumped in.
10.
Adam,
12.
you look up to the right. You got a 17.
17 for crew.
There you go.
Woo. Did you switch the eye patch? Or?
Adam, you notice up to the right, the shopkeep that you and Estella went into looks closed, and everything else on the street isn't.
Since Estella mentioned previously that she was worried about that particular shop, I definitely pointed out to her and to the rest of the party.
Okay.
Shall we mosey on over?
She's gonna go over there and like casually peek in the windows.
So you go to peek in the windows, and the blinds are closed. You walk up to the door, and the door is locked. You see a note on the door, and it says closed.
Yeah.
So you wait a second, you're sitting there knocking, and a man cracks open the door. We're closed.
Is it?
Still gonna be wearing the flower in my hair. Yes, I was a customer earlier. I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions.
I'm actually packing to leave.
Where are you heading to?
It's no business of yours.
You seem a little bit stressed out. Mind if I come in, help you see if there's anything I could do to help?
Roll persuasion check.
Oh boy. What? Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got something to help us out.
What did you roll?
He rolled a natural 1
Okay.
There you go.
You're going to cash in a point of inspiration for a reroll?
Yeah.
on a natural 1.
All right.
It's natural 2. So,
That's a 9.
Okay. Who are the people with you?
They are friends.
he might recognize
companions.
me because I was right outside.
He wouldn't recognize
Okay.
you.
If you wish, they could stay out here.
He doesn't even recognize Estella.
If you wish, they could stay out here, but it would probably be helpful if we all knew what was going on to help you out.
I would prefer a minimal crowd. And he waves to you two to come in. So Adam and Estella. And he shuts the door. He says, it's fine to stay on the patio. I don't need the extra company. And you could tell that he had been crying. He's got a bag packed. He's got a sword sitting wrapped on his bag. Some rations sitting on the bar hand. And you also notice a small bouquet of flowers in his bag wrapped. What is it?
I was here earlier. The shop was a lot more lively. You, however, it's only been, maybe an hour since I was last here? 2 at most? What's going on?
My daughter went missing. I went to the market. And when I came back, the shop was closed down and she was gone. She knows the rules. She would never leave before I came home.
So, are you implying that she might have been taken?
I don't know.
If
a lot of children have been going missing. And
if
I am
you
planning
were-
on going to find her.
Now, hold on. Where are you heading to? What are your leads?
I have none.
So you're going down a blind path?
She's all I have left.
Well, I think that's very noble of you to want to find her. Going out and about in no direction is worse than not doing anything at all. You could be walking the opposite direction. Why don't you and my companions here, we discuss where some leads you could maybe give us, and maybe we know some things that could help you out.
Adam, roll a perception check.
9.
He looks vaguely familiar to you. That's all I'm going to give you.
Does he look like Stork?
No.
Snork?
No.
Stonks.
Now, I know
Right.
you said you want a small company, but I assure you these friends of mine outside are here to help out in any way we can.
Well, it's not going to stop me from leaving, but I can tell you what I know. And he kind of gestures to Adam to open the door to let the rest of you guys in.
I crack it open. Nod you guys in.
Alright, I'll walk in.
By the way, my name is Estella Valentine. These are my friends.
Adam von Alistar Carlisle.
Just call him
Shapecrest
Adam. We don't
the
have time
Eighth.
for this right now.
And your names?
Zodiac.
Creed. And my name's Johnny.
I haven't seen one like you in a long time.
I'm a god around here.
But not to me.
That's okay.
Well, what is it that you need to know?
Do you have any suspicions on who might have taken her? Anyone that she might have been fond of? Or anyone more suspicious than others?
Or any rivals in town?
Shop rivals? Maybe a certain church in town?
Perhaps large wolves.
A rowdy customer, perhaps?
She was very fond of Brother Snork.
Snork?
Snork.
Is he related to a brother Stork?
We do not have a Brother Stork here. Anyways, Yeah, and a few kids should play with outside after shop closed, but we stay out of people's business and they stay out of ours.
Did she often wander near the church? Perhaps? Since she was
no.
fond of snore?
We would go there once a week to pay our homage, get some books. That's about it.
What deity, if I may ask?
Uh,
Any information? So.
Yeah. So he kind of chuckles. He's like, deity. We worship Lathander, god of birth and renewal. And if you kind of look around the shop above the door in the back to go to where like she came out with the diamonds and things like that, you see a symbol of a road traveling into a sunrise.
Is it possible that Brother Snork ever came to visit your shop? Maybe visit her?
It's possible, but he usually sends one of the missionaries to run his errands. He's kind of not really, but kind of a high target to be traveling alone. Your best bet is to try the cathedral, see if he's there, but...
Is the cathedral normally armed or guarded?
Guarded? No. It's open to the public.
If he's a high target, it wouldn't be too weird if there were some guards there.
He could handle himself. I don't think that would pose a threat to him.
Is there anyone else any names that might stick out more than others?
He kind of is hesitant to talk. So roll a... Was that insight? Or...
Are we still trying to... Are we trying to persuade him to do this, or...
actually, it'd be like... I'd say investigation, so intelligence check.
Straight intelligence?
Just Estella, or?
Everyone can do it.
Jesus. Well, hopefully you do better. Not that better.
Investigation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Nice solid.
Zodiac?
For which one?
Investigation.
It's gonna be 9.
15?
10.
8 for
8.
3.
What'd you roll?
15?
So Johnny,
He is a god.
you recognize him because you performed on his statue.
Oh.
Does he still seem uneasy?
Yeah, he's just trying to get on the road.
How about this? Hear my offer, think about it, then decide if you're going to travel or not.
What is your offer?
My offer is, we'll find your daughter. No payment. Our payment is that she returns safely. You stay here. Keep your shop open. Pretend nothing happened. Don't want to seem too suspicious. Look like you've cried a little bit, like you are right now. But if whoever is taking her feels threatened by the person they took her from, they might have a bigger guard on them. If we, who you have no idea who we are, go after her, guard's less down. It seems less suspicious.
He says, I'll give you 2 days, and then I leave. You have 2 days to find her.
Fair enough.
Right.
He is kind of humbling down. He is a lot older, and you guys seem to be younger, a little bit more experienced travelers, and he looks as if he has not ventured in a long time. He's probably mid to late 60s.
Oh, so
He's older.
he's pushing it.
Yeah.
Whoa. He's 60s, but you're
40s.
40s?
Yeah.
Who are you calling old?
You. Always you.
And he says, I suppose I can give you something to help. And he pulls off...
It's dangerous to go alone.
What?
It's dangerous to go alone.
Here, take this.
He pulls off this like feather from his necklace and he hands it to you. And he says that this feather will always help you find a way home. And he
Who
hands
takes
it to
it?
you.
Adam's grabbing it.
Okay.
He puts it inside of his coat.
Okay. So,
You have a flower.
do you guys leave?
Really quick, when you said I recognize him from the statue, do I remember what that statue was, or do I just recognize him as the guy who was a statue?
Yeah, you recognize him as the ranger drawn bow and arrow on the huge 60-foot statue in the center
Okay.
of the festival.
But only
Adam-
Adam's the only one that read the
Adam read the
plate.
plaque and it said Contra Ransword. So
But I didn't recognize him though.
you kind of like,
I feel like I've
what's
seen
that
it before.
movie
Yeah,
actor's
exactly.
name? Like, yeah, that's basically what you had happen to you.
Like I swear I've seen you before,
Yeah.
but not because I was
What
next to the
films
shop.
were you in?
I promise you, sir, we will find your daughter. What is her name, by the way?
That would be helpful.
She goes by Tiny,
That's right.
but her name is Abigail.
And if I were to mention Tiny and or Abigail to a fellow citizen, would they know who she is? Is this a family-owned shop?
Yes. Yes. They would know.
Right.
Alright, then we'll be back in 2 days.
Or sooner.
Sooner.
Or sooner.
Did anybody ever tell you you have a very, very nice face? Would really look good up on some sort of art piece.
Does that
I bet you have a lot of artist friends.
He just kind of looks at you like he knows you know. He's like, I've heard it once or twice.
Johnny's just gonna, oh, that's nice, and then open the door. Tiny, Tiny.
Johnny.
give him like the cut it out type of thing. The smack on the back of the head.
Creed kicks his tail as he walks out the door.
I thought
And
we were
you
looking
see,
for the kid.
you see Contra
We're
kind
not
of walk
supposed
up
to
to
let
the
everyone
door.
know we're looking for the kid.
He
that's
flips the sign back to open. He opens his blinds, lights the lanterns in the building, and unboards the door.
Well, I believe we need to pay a certain monastery a visit.
Sure, I'd like to check out the monastery. I haven't been there yet.
You're in the mortuary.
Yeah.
I went did my own thing for a bit. Yeah, I haven't been to the
The lone wolf.
yeah.
I really inspired a lot of awe when I was there. I hope they remember me.
So in a kind of as we head towards that, like a whisper, or in a quiet tone, let's not let people know we're looking for her quite yet.
Her specifically?
Let's not let anyone know we're looking for anyone quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody asks, what are we doing?
We play dumb.
We're here for the festival.
Ah, yes.
We're new in town. We were summoned in the Feywild, and this is all just a new field trip.
And we're going to purchase more healing potions from the church since we came into...
Yes, you two have
more.
need to use them. With your new wounds, we need proof.
Oh, yeah.
We obviously need new ones, and see if we can help out. You two especially could help out in the church in any way. While maybe the three of us can do a little bit more. You guys look at this hand while we're this hand going behind.
I think it should be the other way around. I think we should be this hand, and they should be the hand going around. Kree's already started walking.
We're having a puppet show over here. Like, no, we should have this hand over here.
All right, let's get going.
Kree's
Enough of
getting-
you and
Kree's
your
getting
hand
ahead.
signals.
Kree's getting a head start. We should probably catch up to him.
I take 3 big steps.
Yes. Fortunately, Kree still has a bit of a limp.
So it's just not even that far ahead.
He took 2 steps.
Yeah.
Now, be kind to your elders.
So you guys start traveling to the monastery?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys finally get there. It's about a 30-40 minute walk. And there's no guards outside.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he may not be here anymore. He probably fled once the commotion in the town square happened, but we should investigate nonetheless.
How tall is the building? Is it like a 1-story, 2-story, 3-story, 4?
It's like 6 stories. It's huge.
Ooh.
Like European
Ooh.
cathedral.
Ooh.
There's 3 stories of libraries, and the first story is like the pews and all that.
Before we go into the church, I'd like to say, give me just 10 minutes, really quick. I'm going to draw a sigil in the dirt and ritual cast detect magic.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
we can do that. I'd like to have that up
And
before
then
we go in.
this is totally DM fault for doing this so close together, but so Brother Stork is the presumed correct name. Brother Snork is what you were told in the cathedral.
So swap the names.
Or no, it would be the other way around, right?
Yeah.
So you were told Stork.
Yes.
So yes.
And then Snork is the...
Snork is what the Contra said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
While Zediac is doing his sigil on the dirt, drawing art, can Kree do a circle around the building and kind of just do an investigation of it?
yes.
Good thing I have double checks on investigation, giving me a grand total of 7.
So there's trees around the building. The building's made of bricks. There's a dirt gravel pathway that goes around it, and you get back to the front.
Don't worry, guys. It's a fine looking cathedral.
Been here for a while.
I've seen my way around brick buildings.
Alright, well, I think we're ready to go in. I'll go in first.
So Zodiac, you walk up the steps.
Mm-hmm.
One of the doors is creaked open,
Okay.
2 feet.
Peeking.
Alright, fine. I'll just peek in.
We gotta Scooby do this. We all peeking in one over the
Yeah, we just...
Like one hit up.
Yeah.
The question becomes, who's Scooby?
Johnny.
Johnny, yeah.
Johnny.
So Kree is Shaggy.
You look in. Roll a perception check.
19.
Everything is tossed over.
Ooh.
There's books that have been bookshelves that have been knocked over, books thrown over the ledge. The candles kind of just like snuffed out and the top like toppled over,
Okay.
and you don't see anyone in the building.
Okay. I'll draw my short sword and walk in. So like you're just gonna see Zediac peek in, draw his weapon, and just walk in.
Rapier bamfing into my hand.
Okay. Were there any other entrances in this building?
With your check, you did not see.
I did not see.
There's a nice boulder.
Before, I guess she'll be one of the last to walk in then. Before she walks in, like, hand on the door, look around, and do a quick perception check to see if anyone's around watching.
Okay.
Come on. 11.
You do not see anyone watching you.
Alright, then heads in.
Do you guys close the door behind you or leave it a crack?
We'll leave it cracked.
Okay. So you're all
Well-
kind of... What were you going to say?
Yeah, leave it cracked.
Okay. So you guys all walk inside. You are at the entrance of this cathedral. You guys walk 20 feet in. You see the pews just kind of wrecked over and pushed. And you guys smell something.
God, Johnny.
Everyone roll for a perception check.
I thought you were going to say initiative.
Nice.
Jesus.
As soon as I smell something, I don't
11.
It's
know what it
this
is yet,
train.
but I would like to. Whips
We
coming
need
out
to hit
too.
each other
Okay.
again, so we keep on
19
getting grapple points.
perception.
Balance out this
No,
side
this
of the
one's, like,
table.
really
We have a
different.
20 and a 1.
Okay.
Nice.
What am I tripping over?
The people who... Yeah. The people who rolled a 20 and a 19... You recognize the smell as blood. You
Yeah, I
look.
probably would.
You look up behind you to where the first story library is, and you see the librarian hanging dead from a rope. And we'll see you next week.